All right. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, the only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces in the building, and this is 101 with Deuces, the place where I speak with curators, creators, and people that you should know. And right now, we speaking with the queen, y'all. We speaking with Roxxy Haze.
I shouldn't have looked so crusty then. I had just did something. Wait, I got my crown right here. Now I gotta put it on. This was for other. It's a tiara technically.
Right.
Slide that on.
The reason why I call you the queen, and as one of the people that I respect and that I love into this culture, is that like you are just unapologetically yourself in all forms. And every video that I see you do in your stand up, just in your content, like you just repping hard. And I think that's extremely dope. And then and you are pushing the whole Blerd culture in a positive light. And I want to make sure that you know that you have people that rock with you heavily like that.
Thank you, man. Don't make me cry this early. I cry a lot, and it's so easy to make me cry. So don't.
So for those who are watching who are not interested in you, I'm not
what you mean y'all don't know me.
Who's not aware of you? You are a writer, director, cosplayer, actor, comedian, gamer. Did I leave out any Did I leave out anything?
I rap. I got a second mixtape coming out.
We're gonna get into that because I was gonna ask about that. But one thing I always ask: so, what's your origin story? What kind of got you into this content creator?
Man. Okay, so I've been acting since I was little. So like I kind of grew up. So like my dad was the actor, like local stuff. So like low budget films, all that kind of stuff. He's actually I'm talking about he doing local stuff. When he was back in the day, he did some like Broadway plays and kind of stuff like that. So like I've always been like surrounded by entertainment, but I usually was in the background. So like I've acted in some stuff, but most of I've been like house manager and stage manager and all that kind of stuff. Like even like in high school, that's what I did. And a lot of writing. And then YouTube started popping off. Like I really liked being funny. Like being funny was kind of my way to, connect with people. And I genuinely like making people happy. So that was kind of my way to get into it. But I didn't really think I was going to make it like a thing at first. Like I just started kind of making YouTube videos. I started kind of doing rants and people liked them. But I didn't really pop off till like recently. And I still haven't like popped to where I'm trying to pop. But yeah, I started doing stand up and I just kept doing videos. And then I just started doing all the other stuff like simultaneously, but content creation and writing is like always my base. Acting is my base. And then I just built it from there. Yeah.
Because you know what? Like I was introduced to your content first, and then I saw your set on Keep Your Distance Comedy, and I was like,
that was so fun.
That was like you killed it. But what I always admire for comedians is how fast their brain can work. Because fell and you had to react to that.
So I just told this story too. That was one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like I was so happy that he fell. So let me say this too, Alex. So I was doing content creation like a couple years before I was doing stand-up, but I've been doing both almost like a decade at this point. So like my first YouTube video I posted was like almost 10 years ago at this point. And then I started doing stand-up like 2-3 years after that. Right. So like I've been doing stand-up for a while. But like that was like the biggest thing that I've done, the biggest set that I've done. Like I haven't been on TV or anything like that yet. I've done big shows, but not like a televised kind of thing. Kev has a huge audience. Right. And so I was nervous. I was so nervous doing that show because first of all, I'm rusty. All comedians right now are rusty. As I can curse, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, good. Damn. Okay, because I like to cuss, but I always like to ask first. So I'm rusty as fuck. Like I'm super rusty. I think in this past year, like actual stand up on the stage in front of human beings, I've done. That was my third or fourth since the beginning of 2020.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like since March of 2020 until I've only done stand up like 3 or 4 times on stage. So I had forgot my jokes. Like one of the times I did stand up, I almost fought somebody. Like almost fought this white man. He called me a black bitch. Oh. Like yeah, it was bad. I almost beat his ass, and I had on a tutu. That's a whole nother story. But like so yeah, so like I hadn't really been, and I was nervous, and then like I had never met Kev, Tony, any of them before. Like I've been doing stuff with AllDef since last year, but it's virtually, and I'm on cannabis and gaming. They're not on cannabis and gaming. So like I haven't met them. Kev followed me randomly because I had a tweet that went viral where I was talking about how the dad fish from Finding Nemo was sexy. And Marlon is fine. And it had went viral. And he just saw it and made a video. And like not all, but a lot of people in the comments were like, that's Roxy, don't y'all work together? And it's like, no, it's a whole lot of people that work with AllDef and it's different channels. So we don't know each other. So he started following me. He thought I was funny. So he put me on the show. And I had known for like a month, maybe 2 months before I was on the show. And I was nervous for those whole 2 months. Like I was fucking nervous. I didn't think, I like really admire like a lot of the comedians that he's had on there. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to get up there? And he has all these people on here. Like, what the fuck? And so like, I'm nervous. Like right before my set, I'm writing my set out like 50 times. Like, I'm like, I'm fucking shaking. Luckily, my homie Herman was there. He's on AllDef Cannabis too. So shout out to Herman Rice. And it was like some sensei shit. Like I'm like freaking the fuck out. And he just like puts his hand on my shoulder. And he's like 6'7" too. So it's just like a big ass hand on your shoulder. I just look up. He's like, got it. You got it. And I was like, all right, man, I got it. I get up there and I'm all confident. And then it was okay. But then once I started talking, I started getting nervous because I'm like, these jokes are stupid. Like, I think every comedian goes through that. Like, what the fuck am I talking about? And then the train came. Yeah. And I was like, And I got back into the set. And then he fucking fell. And it was just the face he made when he fell. Yeah. That was just the funniest thing in the world. Because Kev is also really tall. Like, you can't tell how tall he is in most of his videos. He's pretty tall. So he was already, like, on the ground because the little thing he was sitting on was only, like, that big. But I was like, how did he fall so far when he was already close? But it's just because he was so tall. And it made like pop. It was. I thought somebody got shot. That's why I was like, oh shit! Like I am in LA. Like oh god. And no, he was just on the ground, and I almost cried on stage because I'm just super emotional sometimes. But his wife like laid across him when he fell, and I was like, that's the sweetest thing in the world. And I was trying to not cry. That's also why I roasted him so hard, because if I didn't roast him like that, I was gonna cry because it was just like, that's love. Like that's fucking love. As soon as he fell, she flung, and she's small. Yeah. And she flung herself over him, making sure he was okay, but also like to cover him. Right. And I was like, that's fucking, I'm about to cry now. It's so sweet. Like
action movie. It was like
no, my husband. And so yeah. And I fired his ass up. And then the funniest part is he felt bad. Like after my set, like when we talked after my set, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I feel like I fucked up your set. Well, he didn't say fuck. You know, I feel like I messed up your set, you know. Like
but that's because he's a true comedian though. So
yeah.
Distraction is like, man, you probably had a whole set, but you had to
and I was like, no, thank you. Yeah. And then he posted, I got 3,000 followers, and like famous comedians started following me. So I'm like, fall again. Like I'm just gonna travel out. How much do I need to pay for you to fall? Yo, come on, just fall every time I have a set. It'll go great. So, but it helped loosen me up and all of that stuff, and it was great. Like that's one of the best shows I've ever done, and it was just a great experience.
Yeah, that's really dope. That's really dope, and it's one of those things where I was like, oh, okay, I got to finally, got to see that different aspect of you, because like I said, for the most part, I did see just all the content creations and everything on AllDef Cannabis and the gaming. So I'm like, all right, so I know she's a Blerd for sure and everything. So it was great to see that, and that night in general was just an amazing night.
It was so fun.
Yeah. So with you being a Blerd, and then like I said, you have a preteen daughter, right? Is she into like the geek stuff?
She's worse than me. like I get mad because she has more time, so she'll be talking trash like, oh yeah, I finished that anime. I'm like, I'm working so that you to pay for this subscription. Yeah, like that's my money. That's what we got. We got like we got Crunchyroll, we got Funimation, we got VRV, we got Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, everything,
all of it,
because of me. She can hear me too, because of me. And so it's like, yeah, I want to sit here and binge watch anime, but I can't. So shut up talking to me like that. But it's really cool that she does watch anime. We only butt heads because she likes dub and I'm sub. And I'm not even like, well, yes, I am. Let me stop. I am. Sub is better. just because of the dialogue. Like dub sometimes changes the meanings of whole scenes, and I'm like, that's not even what happened. And it's just like American culture just makes stuff lighter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not supposed to be like that. Like this is how it was. It was way more intense. And y'all making it lighter, so it takes the gravity and the weight away from a lot of stuff. So that's why I like sub, not just because it's better. Right. It is better, but just because of how they change the meaning of stuff.
You want to know a funny story about that? We got our clothing line, you know, for our brand and everything. So we did a clothing line called No Dubs, right? And so we was, you know, at cons promoting it, and it was like just shirts that kind of like had like the same colorway of stuff. So we had like Dragon Ball colorway. Dope. We had like the baseball tees that kind of look like the Saiyan armor. We had, you know, a Death Note shirt. Like we had all these shirts, right? So at one of the cons, Sean Shimmer was there, and so we him and we're talking to him. So I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get you this shirt. It was a Goku inspired shirt. It was orange, and it was like, yeah, it's from our No Dubs collection. He was like, well then I don't want this fucking shirt. I mean, yeah, I get it. He's like, no, I'm messing with you. But it was like, it was at that moment I was like, yeah, you are the American voice actor.
Like,
what was the anime that you used to introduce her into anime?
You know what's crazy? I don't even remember. I just used to watch it. It's funny because at first she was like, this is weird. This is scary. So I tried to get her to watch. I'm trying to remember what's the one that did get her. Because I was watching Inuyasha. Like Inuyasha has a whole lot of episodes.
Yeah.
But like when I heard that the new one was coming out with his daughter, which I don't really care about, but I'm going to watch it just because I hate anime follow-ups about the kids. I don't care. Like we saw what your parents went through. There's no way you're gonna go through anything
that's my beef with Boruto a little bit because it's like
spoiled ass little boy. I hate him.
Especially
I hate him so much.
He's talking so greasy to the and like the fact that Sasuke is the one that says, "Fam, do you know what your dad did?" Like, like the fact that he
don't get me started.
What was the reasoning?
I hate it. I hate it so much. No, I just figured out it was Hunter. It was Hunter.
Okay.
It was Hunter. Or I don't care if you're not supposed to say the X. I'm saying X. Hunter X Hunter.
I say that.
I like the X, but it was Hunter X Hunter, and I haven't watched all these other ones, and then I think she like sat down and watched an episode with me.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, okay," and then I think she liked Killua. So she was like, "Oh, okay. Wait a minute." He kind of fine. I was like, I'm uncomfortable with that because you're 12, but also I get it. Like whatever. I just don't want to hear it. Like whoever you find attractive on here, keep it to yourself. So yeah, then she like finished the whole anime like in like a week or so, and she's like, it's good. And she just kind of started watching them. So she's watched way more than me as of late.
Okay.
She just put me on Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
I can never say it right. Jujutsu Kaisen. Yo, have you been watching it?
I have not, but my co-hosts have. They've been ranting and raving, especially my brother Didge, who's also my co-host. Him and my guy Bacardi, they've watched it and they talk about it all the time.
It is one of the best animes I've ever seen ever.
Okay.
Like, and I watch it. It is like the animation is dope. The story is dope. Like, you know, sometimes character motivations are annoying or like, you know, like, okay, we get it. You're going to be Hokage. Okay, shut up. But like the main character's motivation is dope. Like, it's just from the first episode. Like, I love when like, let's get into it. I like when animes like get into it. So from the first episode, it's like, oh my, like we doing this from jump. So it's really good.
It sounds dope because like I said, again, my co-hosts, they talk about it all the time. We do recommendations on our podcast and everything like that. So like I got a long list of animes that I still got to catch up on and things like that. As you know, being a content creator and it being Blerd, it's hard because it's like, dang, I want to stay up on this and I want to, so it's like, just
you gotta try to find the time. So now I'm trying to make sure like every night I at least watch a couple episodes or something because I also been working myself way harder than I need to. So I'm like, I'm about to start taking some breaks. I got days where I'm just like, I'm not making nothing. I don't care if nothing comes out. Like y'all will be okay. I don't care. I'll be fine. I gotta finish Assassination Classroom. I only have like 4 or 5 episodes left, and I've been trying to watch it since like before the pandemic. So I need to finish it. Have you seen it?
Nope, that's another one.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I just finished Erased, and then I ran.
Oh, no, wait, Erased is good.
Erased is good. I randomly, got distracted and watched The Way of the House Husband, which was hilarious.
Oh, I haven't started it yet. It's funny. Everybody keeps saying it's good. Okay.
It is so good. It's hilarious. So it's like, again, same thing. It's like, there's so many good ones out there. I think I also just finished season 2 of Dr. Stone. So it's like,
I'm so behind on Dr. Stone, and I love Dr. Stone.
Yeah. So it's like,
yeah, I can't wait to catch up.
It's so much dope stuff out there that's like, man, you just gotta find ways to get it, you know. But the same thing with my, like, so I did like what pretty much all niggas do. I introduced my kids to Dragon Ball Z first, and so that's usually.
She didn't like it.
No, she did. My kids.
No, mine didn't. She was like,
"Did you start at Z or Ball?"
Z. You can't start at Ball. No, because Ball is so slow.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I would understand if somebody didn't get into it if you introduced
Ball. Yeah, but I was like, but she was just like, I probably could get her to like it now that she likes more like gory kind of like
Attack
on Titan. She loves Attack on Titan. I still ain't finished Attack on Titan because it's too much blood, and I like the first episode when the mama got ate. I was like, oh, this not for me. This is not my bag.
That's what got me into it, because when I used to see the commercials, I thought it was just like, oh, the giants are like gulping, like just go like. But then when I saw that they chomped down and then the blood splattered on Aaron's face, I was like, oh my God. And then I got invested. I said, I gotta watch this. And that's like the first 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if I finished that first episode. Like, I know what's happening because like why I keep up with it, but I'm like, I don't like my stomach would just be hurt. Demon Slayer's fire. I'll say that. And even Demon Slayer, sometimes I'm like,
yeah, Demon Slayer gets in there. Yeah.
But I like the story and Tanjiro. He's so nice.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
You like the story of Attack on Titan? Like the whole story in general was really good.
I'm gonna finish it. I have to. Like.
So how did you get started with AllDef?
Okay. So it's just crazy how just like you never know who's gonna watch your stuff. You never know who's gonna watch your stuff. So it was actually Kadeem Thomas, who is Cleo Thomas's brother. So Zordon. So yeah, you're familiar with those or not. Kadeem does the tech stuff for AllDef. And this is when they first were starting to do viral content because pandemic. So they started instead of doing stuff in studio, they started doing stuff online. So they were looking for more people to do stuff online. And so he had told his brother about me. He had ran across my content. He thought it was funny. So he told Cleo about me. And Cleo started watching my stuff, started liking my stuff. And then Kadeem ended up telling Will, I forgot if Kadeem or Cleo, one of them told somebody, which is Will Farrow. So he's also, he's part of the Arcade Tokens, which is like him, Patrick Cloud, and Cleo. It's the whole like gaming thing. So they're in charge of the gaming channel and they have their own thing. And so at that time, I wasn't really gaming. I was broke. So like I used to be really, really into games, but money. So I kind of stopped being into games, but pandemic. So I started getting back into games. And once they saw that, they were like, oh, she's in anime, she's in this, and she games, and she's funny, and she's in cannabis. Okay, we could put her on this stuff. And I've been on there like a year now. And can I announce it yet? I think I can. I'll wait to announce it. I'll announce it later.
I thought I was gonna get it.
I'll wait. Yeah, but it's dope. It's just dope how much like I've grown and become. I'll just say I am very much a part of AllDef. So I'll be probably posting on my social media. Some more dope stuff is about to happen. So be on the lookout. I'll DM you. You can. Okay. Well, in fact, I'm gonna put it in the private chat real quick.
I'll probably know because I'll also get because I don't know if you've seen, but I've interviewed damn near half of AllDef. I'm talking about CP, Will, like Tahir, Cynthia. Like I've been interviewing a lot of people. I'm running through it, but because I'm a content consumer as well. So being that, and then like I said, I'm a part of everybody's hive. I'm just kind of giving everybody a platform, bringing them on my platform, and just kind of doing. So like I said, that's one of the things that I do enjoy about this space. Of just being able to talk to some dope people, hear the dope thing that they're doing. And so so, again, we're going to continue to support. You're going to see a lot of Geekset, Young Deuces. You're going to see a lot of that come.
And I definitely appreciate it.
I'm excited about it. So, are you a Arcade Token or?
So, no. Okay. So we are, Okay, so basically it's me, Max the Slayer, Sly Cooper, and Miss Game Queen. We just continued to be featured on that channel, and they had the idea to make like a female version of the arcade tokens, and we all just vibe. Right. We all just vibe like really hard. Like we were. It's a lot of other women that are also featured on the channel, but just the four of us. They were like, we vibe. We kind of had a following already. We already kind of played together and stuff like that. So I'm not a token, but we are the arcade queens, which is basically chipmunks, chipettes. That's how we look at it. So we are the chipettes of the gaming. And like I said, that's me, Max the Slayer, Sly Cooper, and this Game Queen. So it's cool too because it's 4-4. Because even though you don't really see Kadeem all the time, he's starting to get on camera more. He is one of the tokens. So it's 4-4. And it's kind of funny too, because we did our like chipmunk chipette like lineup, like who would be who. Right. And it's funny that our personalities legit line up with the characters. So like Will would be Simon. Right. Pat is Theodore, because Theodore just kind of don't care, just food, whatever. So Pat is weed, whatever. Right. And then Cleo would be Alvin. Of course, yeah. And then Kadeem would be Dave. Yep. And so with the chipettes, Sly would be Miss Miller. Do you remember Chipmunks movie where they were on the? So Miss Miller was the crazy one, their crazy babysitter. She was driving in a car. She's actually the one that saved them at the end of the movie, because she's crazy. So if you know Sly, that's definitely Sly. She's crazy as hell. Slyko the Psycho. And then Max would be Eleanor, because she's just kind of chill. GQ would be Jeanette, and then I would be Brittany. Okay. So this is interesting. So yeah, and I also just want to throw this out here too. Like, this is the AllDef is like the first time I've just like collaborated with a large group of people. Like most of my career, it's just been being by myself. I only work with like one or two other people. Like I film, I edit my own stuff. I've worked with like one or two companies and I know them personally, like to film my stuff, but I still usually edit my own stuff. And I don't really have people featured in my content. Like if you go back and look at my videos, it's mainly me, or I'm in somebody else's stuff. The only other people I've really worked with is my friend Chinadu Ogu, who's in Houston, who is like hilarious. I call him like the modern day Sinbad. Yeah. And then my homie Choco. So that's the one, everybody knows Choco. He got the fake mustache. He does the dancing. He was in a Black Eyed Peas video. So those are really the only people that I've worked with like consistently. So AllDef is the first time like it's a large group of people. It's like a collective that I'm working with. And I ain't gonna lie, at first I was like, like I was happy to work with AllDef, but I don't like working with people just because I know how people are. And especially working with people like creatively and all that kind of stuff, and just like mess and all that kind of stuff that comes with it, and drama and all that. And I just don't, how my anxiety is set up and how I can't deal with it. But I will say AllDef has been a great experience. Like I haven't had to deal with any of that weirdo shit. Yeah. And like communication is good. Like they're cool people to work with. Nobody is acting all like, oh, I'm better than you, or that kind, that kind of weird dynamic. Like I haven't had that experience with anybody thus far. And that's one of the reasons why I love like the people of AllDef so much, as far as just like working with them, because my channel, like I said, we do everything on our own. We got our podcast, we got our rewind show where we watch anime and talk about. This is the interview series of it where I do it, and for the most part, I've reached out to mostly like a lot of the AllDef crew members, and I've never got shaded by anybody. Communication has been well. They tell me, "Hi, you know what? Right now I'm kind of busy, but like even you said, it took us a while to set this up. Yeah, but it was still communication. It wasn't any type of disrespect. But also because I'm patient, is why I do get a lot of good looks, right? Because like it's to the point where I'm like, I understand people's, how busy they are. So I'm, I've seen people where they like, oh, I reached out to such and such, and then they told me this. So like, and then I'm like, why are you doing that online? Like you are blocking your blessings. Legit. And it's like, if you are patient with people, then you can get content with them and you can work with them. That's kind of how I've been so successful, and like, so and that's great advice. Yeah, that's legit great advice. I tell people that all the time. Like the interview before you, I interviewed Phil Lamar, which was dope. I saw that. I love Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar, I love you. If you're not married, what's up? He was so dope. And then what's funny was that interview came after the Deborah Wilson interview. She introduced me to Phil. So it was like, but it was because
it was so dope with the connection that we all made. And I think that in that content creator space, when you can find people that are not on that weirdo shit, or that's not gonna be on some I'm bigger than you type shit, then that is where you find a good space. You know, it's like it is funny because like right now we're independent. Like we have no backing, nobody's pulling these interviews. Every interview or anything that you see, any content that you're seeing is us putting it up. And because of that, we've made connections with Crunchyroll, where we are doing live podcasts at Crunchyroll Expo, C2E2, or like we are there on that scene and with the people that are running it, because it's like it's just us. So we're hey, who are you? Oh, you run this? All right, cool. Let me talk to you. And then we get cool with people. And you never know. That person last year who was just running the floor now becomes VP of marketing. Now they're like, oh yeah, I remember Geekset. So let's rock with them. And it's kind of, so it's like you gotta have patience, and then
and respect, and like you said, be respectful, and just like the network. And I think a lot of times people confuse networking with kissing ass or doing. No, it is literally, hi, I'm so-and-so. Oh, you're so-and-so? Nice to meet you. Let's exchange information. And then just be a person. Like, I just think a lot of times people fuck up because they're not being a person. Like you said, they're not being patient. Like, I done had people talk shit about me because I've had to cancel interviews and stuff like that. Like we said, like I've had to reschedule a couple times. But yeah, you have to be patient and respect other people's schedule, especially, and this is not like talking shit. This is like, I like to give advice on stuff.
Yes.
If you're not paying, you can't expect somebody to prioritize something that they're not getting paid for something that they're getting paid for. So I don't think a lot of people that do interviews and stuff like that understand that. So it's like sometimes it's not even that they don't fuck with you. It's not even that they don't think you're dope. It's they might have got something paid, and pay should always take priority. Like with anything, like even with, like if somebody said, "Hey, I'm about to pay you," if you had to cut this interview because somebody trying to give you some bread right now, I would not be mad. And if anybody got mad, fuck them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think a lot of people would get more shit if they were patient and just more understanding and had empathy.
And then I think a big thing too is that when people do finally get the connection, where they start getting weird sometimes, right? So one of the things that I've always did, and this is why I still like people that I've interviewed still follow me, still keep up with me, because I tell them I'll like same thing. I told Will when I interviewed Will flat out. I said, hey, if you have anything that you would like me or my people to be on that makes sense, I want to let you know that before that. And the reason why I always throw in that makes sense thing is that people think, oh, I interviewed Roxxy, so you're Roxxy, you got to throw me on your next thing immediately. And sometimes it's like that, it doesn't even make sense why you would be in this video. But if I say when it makes sense, because then when you're creating content and you're in that space, you're like, okay, who do I have access to that I can?
It's like, oh, I can bring them in, or I'm doing this, and so, it needs to make sense.
Yeah, when it makes sense, and that's the to me that's the big key word in the whole thing. It has to make sense, because then it's not that I just want you to put me on. I want to be part of content that's going to be dope, but I also want to be part of something that makes sense, where it's like, oh, you know what, Geekset and Arcade Tokens, or Geekset and Rockies, or Roxxy, or whatever the case may be. But it's like it makes sense, it's dope and everything. So
I definitely would like to add this story in real quick, just because I don't think sometimes people understand like the weird shit that they be doing. Like, because I don't think they understand, like, when they're doing it, they may not think it's weird, but it's weird. So, like, don't do shit like this. So, like, when I first started working with AllDef, and I'm talking about, like, I've been maybe doing it like a month. Right. So the only people I know is the people on cannabis. Like, I had just met Darren. I had just met Ivana, but she's going to May Stone now, and Herman, like, all of that people. I hadn't even really talked to Precious. I hadn't talked to Pat. I didn't know any of those people. So one of my friend's ex-boyfriends, like we all went to college together, my friend's ex-boyfriend messaged me and was talking about, like, he just randomly started talking about his nonprofit. And I'm like, first of all, the nonprofit wasn't even together.
Right.
So, like, you're coming at me with an idea that's not fleshed out. And it's not like, there's ways to do that. Like, hey, I'm working on this nonprofit. Let me know if this is an idea that you will be cool with. And then once it's together, I'll get to you. But don't come like you have the idea together and it's not even together. So that was the first thing that I didn't like, because he was just spouting this stuff about the nonprofit and it wasn't a thing yet. Right. Then he was like, I think this is a great thing for Tony Baker. I don't know Tony Baker. I just met Tony Baker at Keep Your Distance. And we just met. Like, we just talked. And he told me he liked my set. Right. The only connection that I had with Tony Baker is, like, I've done like 2 videos with Sabrina, who was his girlfriend. But like, I still don't know. Like, I don't know Tony. I can't call Tony. I don't know Tony. He wanted
you to pitch to him.
He wanted me to pitch a nonprofit that was not even completed to somebody I don't know, that I've never interacted with. So you want my first interaction with this person to be me asking them to do something that's not even a thing? And then he was like, I'll pay you. And of course I said, how much? Right. This motherfucker said $10. So you're going to offer me $10 to potentially ruin my relationship with somebody? And then also, like, people don't understand, like, if you're like, relationships are this, like, they intermingle. So if I'm doing some weird shit with Tony, he's gonna tell Kev, like, oh no, that's that weird bitch that asked me to be part of this nonprofit that she didn't know about. And then it's like, now you the weird bitch that just pitching ideas. So who's gonna want to work with you when they know, or they think when you're coming at them with some bullshit? Right. So that's another, like, just tip I like to throw out. Don't fuck up your connections or communication for anybody. If I'm gonna pitch something to Tony, it's gonna be my shit first. Like, if I'm going to pitch something, it's going to be me. Like, you got to be selfish with your shit. Right. So I was like, bro, send me the bread. Send me the bread. Motherfucker sends me $10, right? Why did I send him Mike Jones' number? And then I was like, I split the money. I split the money with Tony. Tony, I don't even think he still knows. But I split the money. I said, I just Venmo'd him $5. He said, like, that's fair. Like, I feel like that's fair. Have you told I got some coffee. No, and I need to actually, I should post it. I gotta find the text. Because I believe, because of how Tony is and from what we see, I feel like Tony would get a kick out of that. And like, I got the Venmo. Like, I definitely sent him the $5. He'll be more invested in the story than like who cares about the nonprofit, but that story. Especially, oh, he gave me the $5. And he never made the nonprofit. Like, I checked like a couple months later, just because I'm like, I like to help people. So I'm like, if this is a thing, I could invest a little bit of time or like some money. Like, if you're helping people, never did it. So it was like, you just wanted me to go, like, boy, fuck you. What he wanted was, he wanted Tony to be a part of it as a spokesperson, because then he can sell it like, look, we got Tony Baker with it. But again, that's the same thing that I learned. I learned that, like, nope. And that's, again, when it goes back to my make sense. One of the reasons why I'm like, okay, I really want to do this podcast, Geek World, or Twitch content and everything, and these interviews, we really want to do this as a collective. So we stay and remain consistent. The whole part of it is we want to remain consistent, so that way, if somebody does want to give us an opportunity, even if we don't have the biggest following, they can lean on, well, you look how consistent they are. They are very consistent. Look what they have done without no help. So yeah, we do want, if somebody want to throw us a bone, then it makes a 100% sense, because they're like, well, they've been putting in the work. I when I listen to Kev Dream Talk, like, as he says on his videos, or like CP, or even, like, like when I was talking with Will, and just like hearing how people were saying, like, man, for that first year and a half, 2 years, I was dropping videos only getting 100 views, 200 views, 10 views, like it nobody was watching it. But then because of the consistency, at some point I got somebody threw me a bone, and then people went back and watched content, and then thing popped off. And so that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna keep on doing these interviews. Did I forget the clacker out there? I'm just gonna clap. You have brought it too. I know, I'm just gonna clap. I'm mad, because I was definitely expecting you to get it. I mean, I could quickly go grab it. Just clap. 1, 2, 3. All right, man. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, the only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces in the building. With me, I got my man Liv. What up? It's Liberace. It's the Puerto Rican Santa. The spiccato playing, beat making, motherfucking legendary ass Puerto Rican. Sofrito Papi, and we back. As always, I got my man Bacardi in the building. Randolph today. Konnichiwa, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. I hate all of this. I hate all of it. What's good, everybody? How we doing today? Hey, we got Didge in the building. What is happening, people? What's happening, people? What is happening, people? What is happening, people? He's out the booth.
But it's like I said, we are expanding. We are doing more. So like I said, make sure you go to youtube.com/Geekset. Follow us on all social media at Geekset Podcast on every social media. And rating reviews in, man. We are rating reviewers on Facebook, rating reviewers on Apple iTunes, rating reviewers on Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever platform you're looking at. Give us some ratings, let us know. And then again, this is the only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. We are out.
Peace.
It's funny because every time I do an interview, I'm like, oh, this is going to be the one. When I interview Kev, I'm like, this is going to be the one. It's going to pop off. But I got like 2,500 views on it. And, you know, it was dope. And it helped out. And then I interviewed Van Lathan from TMZ. I'm like, oh, this is going to be the one. It's like I said, about 2,500, 28. So it's like, it's never the one that pops off. It's
the one you don't even think is going to pop. Like, that's why it's just consistent and just keep. What's the one that pop? Like, and the other interesting thing is like when you never just pop. It's usually like you'll pop, okay, because it's like that. Like, so you just keep. So like the first video that like popped for me where I got like a huge shirt, it was like a throwaway video. It was one of them videos where I do me versus me. And I was like, and I'm about to start doing those again. But it was like my friend, which was me, calling anime a cartoon. And it just popped.
Right.
And I was like, what? And then the second one that popped was actually the one that Kadeem had showed Cleo about me, which also just which is the one that basically got me on AllDef. That's not even the video I went to go do.
Right.
I did like 2-3 videos that day because I was just out. One of the video I was supposed to film, my friend canceled. So I'm like, I'm already on this side of town, and Houston is huge. So like, I was far away from the house. I'm like, man, I'm already over here. I might as well do some content. So I just acted. It's a comic book store out here, Bedrock City, and one of my friends works there. So like, can I just do like a quick video in here? And it was me buying some stuff. Like just spending $400 in there and calling my boyfriend and like him getting attitude. And then that popped. And I was like, what? And then the last one, this was actually kind of crazy. I had a feeling that it could pop, but when I woke up, I was like, whoa. I had did a parody of Sum 41 Fat Lip. And the craziest part is I did that before the pandemic. And it just kind of sat for like a year because this is actually one where I was working with other people. And my friend, his name's Rakesh Jacob. He is a video, like he does music videos, but he's like well known out here. He used to work with Zero and Trey and all of them. Like he's a producer. And I was like, man, let's just do something funny. Like I like Sum 41. Let's just do like a parody. It's just like some whatever. And we did it. And it took like months for me to get the content because I couldn't, the files were too big to send. So like I was going to have to get it on like a hard drive. But then Rona. And then like, he's highly susceptible. He had a pregnant wife and he lived with an elderly dad. So it was like, there's no way we're meeting up. Like, there's no way you're even risking leaving your house to give me anything. So finally, we did end up meeting up. I got the footage and I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to edit it tonight, whatever. So I edited the music video. It maybe took me like 2-3 hours. And then it was like midnight. And I'll never post that late. Not no like stuff I want people to watch. And I was like, man, fuck it. So I posted it. I don't know why. I think I only posted it on Twitter. I only posted on Twitter because I was like, that's what it was. I was like, I'll post the rest on other shit in the morning. And I woke up and that shit had like 50,000 views. Like in 5 hours.
1,000 punk rock video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And had like 50,000 views in it. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it just kept going and going. And I was like, nah, man. And then like a huge rock festival posted it. And so then they started getting more. And I was like, yo, what? And then I'm seeing like all these blue checks retweeted. I was like, nah. And then Halle Berry retweeted it. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Yo. And I was like, nah. So then like it stopped. And like I think it got like 250,000, like I don't know, like 500,000, something like that. And then I reposted it. I was like, let's just see what happens. And then it just started going crazy again. And then it was like right before my birthday. And it was like, I think like almost at 1 million. And I was like, yo, if this gets to 1 million before the end of the year, next year is about to be crazy. Like, I feel like this is like an omen. And it fucking did. And it's still like people still be going and retweeting it. And then like within this past, it's only been like, we're only in May. And I've gotten so many like offers and stuff. Like I'm working with so many different companies and I'm getting to do all of this stuff and that's the video that got them there. But it's also, I put in 10 years of work, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just crazy how stuff builds up. But just like you said, being consistent, you don't know what's going to pop. I never thought that was just some shit. I was fucking around with my friends. Like it was just funny.
That's the same thing because like I said, my highest viewed interview right now is with Gail Bean, who played Wanda in Snowfall. And I posted that interview and thinking like, again, I'm like, you know.
Yeah, it's like, here we go,
whatever. And then I just remember like seeing those YouTube notifications go crazy in the comments. And I was like, and now granted, it was a whole bunch of thirsty niggas talking about how fine she is, but it's still
always.
I'm like, yo, this clip is crazy.
And this isn't even the one that I made a whole sketch show and I still post some of the sketches, but like I wrote like 100 sketches. We recorded like, I forgot how many we recorded, maybe like 20, something like that. We did a whole show. We had a whole production team. It was like my friends. One of my friends worked at the studio. We had equipment, lights, all of this stuff, and it didn't hardly get any views. Like it was like a legit sketch show. And then I do a music video for a song from 20 years ago.
Right. And
Halle Berry shares it. So it's like you just got to put content out there and see what is literally just throwing shit at the wall. So
speaking of like music and getting into it, so the Roxxy Haze mixtape, fire. Because when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's gonna be some anime bars. It's probably, knowing that you're a comedian, I'm like, it's probably gonna be some jokey aspect to it. But then when I listened, I was like, yo, she got, because I'm a musician myself. Me and Will had this conversation because I told him about his mixtape. I'm like, yo, I fuck with your mixtape heavy, bro. And so I'm listening. I'm like, and to me now I'm thinking, I'm like, I feel like y'all need like one, when's the next Roxxy Haze mixtape? But two, I don't get why y'all haven't did like stuff together yet, because you, Will, Cleo, and Pat are all musically inclined.
So me and Will actually kind of talked. Now I'm actually moving to LA at the end of the month, and stuff's opening up too. Because you also got to remember, I just met them last year, and I'm out here, so it's just harder to work on stuff. Everything's closed, everybody depressed. But now like stuff's opening back up, so I definitely talked to Will about like us doing some music together. I doubt Cleo would be because of his.
He said he done with it.
Well, not even just that. Like, I just interviewed Cleo for my podcast, and it's just funny because we talking about like brand, and so like if it is not on, Cleo not gonna do that shit. Like Cleo will not do it, which I respect. Like I respect people, and he was just like, this is my brand, and so like Cleo fucks with me, but like. Like that, like kind of like an annoying, because you never know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Right.
So like, yeah, he like, I ain't about to do, and then you just start doing some crazy shit, and now I'm part of this crazy shit you just did. So I can see me doing something with Pat and Will. So I'm actually working on a mixtape now. So I'm working on 2 simultaneously. Nice. It turned into 2. It low key might be 3 different projects. So I'll tell you about the first one. The first one is called I Like You, which is going to be based on like, at first it was called the R&R album, but I'm changing it because it's all about like love and all that kind of stuff. But the artwork, which is going to be by J Toon, who is a dope artist. Like he goes viral all the time. He does like anime drawings and stuff like that, but it's based on like the Hey Arnold artwork. Oh, so it's that whole like liking somebody, not knowing if they like you, that kind of thing. Right. So that's that one. But then I started writing some other music, and I'm like, this would be dope for like a 90s mixtape. So the next one I'm doing, I haven't thought of the title yet. It might be like 90s Kids or something like that. But it's gonna be like me also singing covers to like theme songs, because that's like one of my favorite things to do. Yeah. And then like rapping off some beats. And then the third one is just gonna be like anime, straight bars, like that kind of thing. And I'm working with another nerdcore rapper. His name's Gilla. And Gilla, his Instagram name is Gilla713, so Guilla 713. I've had him on some of my stuff too, but I was following. He started following me. Like it just turns out we had like a whole lot of friends in common. Like he knows a lot of comedians out in Houston, and somebody gave him my mixtape, and he started following me. And then I'm following him, and then I end up looking at one of his videos, and he's like rapping on the tennis court, and I played. I'm like, oh, this is fire.
Right.
And so like I just DM'd him. I was like, hey, you look cool. And he was like, hey, you look cool. You want to work together? Yeah, like that's how I talk to people like a little kid. Like, hey, I want to play. You want to play? I think that's the best way to make friends.
That's what I
put that out there. Yeah,
so,
just like, hey, what's up?
As I started doing this stuff and I interviewed and then everything like that. So then Tahir threw me on Zoom with the homies and then it was pretty dope. And then I'm like, all right. So then I was like, at the end of 2020, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there. So I hit both Tahir because I interviewed Kev. I hit Tahir, and I said, look, I want to let y'all know, like I want to be a part of whatever y'all doing. I was like, y'all don't need more comedians. So look here, I'm not trying to be a comedian, but I'm a content creator. And I left it at that. I said, I'm just throwing it out there as part of my New Year's resolution. I want to be on more people's stuff. So I just want to let you know, you guys have access to me whenever you need to. And because of that, like again, it's not
being a weirdo,
bro, but just I'm letting you
let people know you're available and that you want to work.
And then I just continue to stay consistent on my end, so that way, like I said, if it's not the views, they can be like, well, at least Deuce has been pumping out
consistent,
these, like,
you know.
So it's like, but yeah, again, it's that you that's how I think.
Don't be weird.
It's what it is I think pride comes into play. Some people they scared to put themselves out there and say, hey, we're pretty much saying, I want to be your friend.
Will you work with me? Right. Is my stuff, because if people say no, that's when the second, why don't they want to work with me? Is my stuff not good? They don't think I'm funny. They don't think I'm it's like, bro, like honestly, most of people not even thinking about you. Like, and it sounds bad. People are not thinking about you. You're not on the forefront of their mind. That's a very narcissistic view to have. Yeah. That because somebody said no, that is necessarily, but it might not have anything to do with you. It just, they don't want to. They just don't want to.
Well, I was going to bring it back to something that you had said. So like, again, I'm out here, the amount of no's that I get when I suit out for interviews, I don't take it personal. But again, like two people that you named, I've been trying to interview Cleo and Pat. Have not been successful in reaching them yet, but I don't take it as a disrespect or anything. Like to me, I'm like, I know both of them are crazy busy.
You know how I work with both of them weekly.
Right.
It took a year to get Cleo to do my podcast.
Right.
I have his phone number.
Right.
Pat hasn't done the other one. But like, yeah, I had a game show. Love on the Rocks is like a dating game show. It took me months to get and like people were like, please be on it, please. Like my fans and their fans were begging them to be on it, and it still took months and months. So yeah, and it wasn't like they don't fuck with me. They clearly fuck with me. You know, but it's just like they're busy. And yeah, me and Pat actually had got into it on Will's birthday because I had made a video. And this is, once again, it's just a testament to sometimes people just don't see your shit. Right. So at this point, I had only worked with Pat once, and I had worked with Cleo more, but we still weren't like cool. But I worked with Will a lot more because we do cannabis and gaming. Yeah. And at that point, I wasn't on gaming that much. So I had it was Will's birthday, and so I had hit up everybody to send a clip of saying happy birthday to Will, and then I put it together. I messaged Cleo and Pat and was like, hey, can y'all send it to me by this day? So neither one of them responded. So I ended up getting a whole lot of people, and I think 20, 30 people did the video, right? So then we did a Zoom for Will's birthday. So we all in the Zoom, we chilling, we drinking, smoking. And then Pat goes, hey, Roxy, why you ain't hit up me and Cleo to do the video? We work with the nigga too. And I was like, first of all, I did. I DM'd you both. You did not respond. And this is when Cleo was doing he had just posted the power line. So this was around Halloween and stuff. And then Cleo was like, I was bringing power line out. I'm like, no, motherfucker, you been filmed that. I know how production works. You been filmed that. And that came out. So don't play with me. And Pat was like, you didn't even DM me. And I was like, I certainly did, but when you don't, he hadn't followed me back yet.
Also, it was in the
it was in the other. Yep, same thing that happened to T-Pain. Yep,
T-Pain video.
it was in the other, and then Cleo saw it later and then liked it. I was like, motherfucker, see, I sent it. Y'all just didn't see it. So sometimes they legit don't see it, and then people like that, they got hundreds of thousands of followers. How many people are DMing them? Random weird shit, and some people they don't check it. So don't take this shit personal. Right. And sometimes it is personal. I'm gonna be 1000% honest. I will when people hit me up to do podcasts, I go look at their shit, and if the shit looks stupid, I don't respond. Like if it looks ashy or like it's weird, or you're a weird interviewer, or you don't really have, I'm not gonna, I won't respond. So like, yeah. Have a finished product. Like have a finished product before you approach people.
That's why I put in so much work into how it looks. Like, so like right now, this is just, you know, for our, I'm until we start gathering more people, we're going to start doing these lives behind Patreon. But right now we're doing it, I'm putting it out there because we, the first one I tried it with was Phil Lamar. So like, this is like, this is like the pilot stage of doing the live ones, right? But post, when it's done, have you seen it?
Oh no, I said it looks good.
Got like the Street Fighter intro and everything. And you know, that's something that I created because I was like, you know what? Everybody's doing stuff via Zoom, StreamYard. I don't want it just the black squares.
Yeah, add some graphics and stuff. It just makes the final product better. And sorry, I went off on another tangent. But the mixtape is definitely coming out sometime this summer. The first one, the other two, one's probably gonna drop on my birthday, and so I'll just be dropping them throughout the year. And it's gonna be music videos accompanying them because I didn't really do any music videos with I just did one for that first song. So I'm actually working on one of the ones for another song on that first mixtape. So that one's probably gonna drop sometime next month. So I'm gonna be dropping more music content. I didn't think people wanted that from me. I didn't think people liked it. But yeah, like that's still weird for me. Like just like that people like my shit. So that's a self-conscious thing. So I'm trying to get over that. Like, no, people like it. It's good. And even if they don't, fuck it, put it out there. Like it's a lot of, what did my friend say? It's a dude named Victor Renato that I work with. He was in Pluto Nash, and that's random. He was he's albino, so he's an albino villain in Pluto Nash. Yeah, when I say that, people are like, oh, but he does a lot of shit. Like he produced Eric Andre's like for a special. Like that dude, you should actually hit him up to interview. He has a lot of wisdom to embark. I'll give you his email. But he was like, it's people making more money than you doing worse work. And I'm like, you fucking right. It's rappers that are terrible that are making thousands and thousands of dollars. So why the fuck can't I put out a free mixtape that I'm not even asking anybody to pay for? Why can't I just get up here and sing and play the ukulele and I can do whatever the fuck I want, because why not? Why not?
And then because what's super dope about like the Blerd world now is like you have like RDC World and you have King who are also doing that. So then now you got Arcade Tokens, you got us, you got you, like you got all these people that are doing that, both of those hip hop and geek cultures. And it to me, I one of the things that I've been telling everybody, I said, two cultures that were outcasted are now the major.
That's crazy. I love it.
If your movie is not based off of a comic book or a graphic novel, or if your soundtrack doesn't have hip hop elements to it, then your project is not going to be everything.
I love it.
What is either they got some type of geekdom to it and some type of hip hop culture influence within it. And I said that's amazing. So it's like, I
love it.
Me too. I love it. We're wrap it up soon. I want to get some of the fan questions in, and I also want to
no problem.
So what anime world would you want to be a part of if you could?
Yo, you know, it would have to be one that's a slice of life, because I'm not about to be out here fighting. What? Like, I'm not. It would
have to be a slice of life.
Yo, it would have to, like, I like a good slice of life anime. You know what? I would go into Assassination Classroom because it's still like regular stuff and it's cool. Like I would want to go on a Demon Slayer, but I would have to be trained like crazy first. I want to be a Slayer. I don't want to be just a human walking around and then I'm eating. Like, what did I come here for? The same thing with Dragon Ball Z. Like, if I'm going to if I'm going into that version, I want to be a Saiyan. I'm not coming in here as
I wasn't a Saiyan.
Yo, or at least I need to be some type of being that has a strength to, like, if something come popping up, if Cell then built a whole arena by Trader Joe's, I could throw hands. Like, I'm not just gonna be sitting here and then something fall into my house and I can't do, and then my whole family dead because I don't have any powers. So yeah, it would have to just be a slice of life, going to high school, eating a sandwich.
All right, so you remember back then when we was talking about raiding Area 51 and they had that game, like, what would you pick? So if there was a anime or geek like item that was there at Area 51 and you was going to raid it and you can get it, what would you want to achieve?
Man. I think it's just because Demon Slayer's on my mind. I want a sword. I want a Demon Slayer. Like I want to cut through a motherfucker. Just having it. I'm never getting robbed. You're not robbing me. I have breathing techniques. That or one of the Sailor Moon ones where I can transform because it's dope. I just would like to not have to change my own clothes. Like I just feel like that would be cool. I feel like I want to say Dragon Balls just because of nostalgia, but no, because then they scatter right after. So like it's a waste.
Yeah.
I did all of that.
Which I don't get why nobody ever says, give me the power of the Saiyans. Like if I was Krillin.
Oh yeah, I want that.
Or Yamcha, right? And I got the Dragon Balls. I just be like,
I want the power.
I want the power because the key part of a Saiyan power is the more they get beat up, the stronger they get. So then I'll be like, all right, great.
Yamcha will be a god because he be getting rocked.
We'll have Ultra Instinct Yamcha. So it's like, but nobody ever asked that. Nobody ever. So like that would be mine. Okay. Who is your anime bae?
Oh, wait a minute. I have a lot. Like I if you follow me, I have a lot more fictional days than real life. I gotta go with right now. If we talk right now today, it gotta be Gojo Sensei from Jujutsu Kaisen. This one with the white hair in the mask. Okay. I was just watching. He took that mask off. I was like, wait. And then I think it's probably just because I just watched both of these. I don't want to ruin it because I know you haven't seen it, but the human form of Koro Sensei, his human form. And he be killing. I was like, ooh.
Okay, now this is more not a question, but something that I thought of. Do you have a name for your hive, like your supporters?
So he used to be Rockstars.
Okay.
But now we call it the Cult of Roxxy.
Okay.
Because I might like there was an incident where I had made a post, and I think it's a fucking gnat right here. It's a post. I made a post, and I think it was when I first started doing my Patreon. And I only have 2 tiers on my Patreon. Is $1 and $20. Right. $20 you get stuff sent every month. $1 you get to see everything.
Right.
Made a post about it. This chick, and I pride myself on knowing a lot of my fans. Like I remember screen names. Like I try to talk and have conversations. I've never seen her on none of my stuff. We've never interacted. She goes, "How dare you try to charge for content? Like on some, who do you think you are? I was a fan, but I'm not a fan anymore." And this is when I was broke.
Right.
Like I I haven't really had a job in years. I had like my car. I had lost my car. I had me and my fiance broke up. And so like just that whole thing. And I was completely broke. And then for me to be broke and still trying to put out content,
right?
For somebody to come at me sideways because I asked for $1, bro, $1. And I usually don't get emotional on stuff. But once again, I have a child. So like, and then you don't know me. I've never spoken to you, bitch. And so I made a post. I tagged her. I was like, bitch, don't you ever come at me for asking for payment for work that I've done. Like I've made 10 years worth of content, and you said 10 years worth of content ain't worth a fucking $1, bitch, but you'll go into movies and pay $10 to be entertained for 2 hours. I have hours and hours worth of material and content. Fuck you. Like, fuck you. This is disrespectful to me as an artist. This is disrespectful to me as a human being to say I'm not worth a motherfucking $1. Yeah. And I shouldn't have done that. I have not gone on any rants on people since then. Not like that. Like if you say some racist shit, I'm gonna post you. But I didn't realize how much people fuck with me.
Oh, and they went in.
And all my fans are nerds.
Yeah.
So they was like, fuck that bitch. Like they went on her page. They started sending her requests for $1. They found out where she worked, bro. They started emailing her job. Hold on one second. My daughter got her alarm going off real quick. She took a nap on the couch. Alarm's going crazy.
Yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, they just like started going off. They like messaged her job. They like, and once again, it's one of the things I posted it. I left.
Right.
And I come back and it got
crazy
1,000 shares. And this is on my personal Facebook page. It got shared to the other people and all of this stuff. And it was like the girl deleted her page, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to be a side like because now right. I'm like, hey y'all, chill. I deleted the post. Somebody reposted it already. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, you know what? With great power comes great responsibility. You can't just do this. And my brother texted me. He's like, yo, you got a cult. Like, this is a cult. And so we changed it.
All right. Well, because the reason why I asked is because I didn't know you had that, because I had some names and I was going to
give me the names though.
I was thinking the Hazy Homies, one, Roxxy's Road Gallery.
Oh, I like that.
The Hazy Hokages, and then the Haze Fighters, kind of like Z Fighters, but the Haze Fighters. Those are those I came up
send me that list.
I'll definitely
email me that list, because I was thinking of a group for my Patreon, because I wanted my Patreon. That's a special group, so I was actually thinking.
I got you. All right. So, as we do top fives, real quick. So, top fives cons that you attended.
Ooh, okay. First, I'm gonna say BlerdCon. I haven't even attended it yet, but I'm performing at BlerdCon in July. So yeah, if you're going to BlerdCon, come check me out. We're doing it's an all nerd comedy show, so I'm hype about that. I'm doing like a Q&A, so that's gonna be number one, just because this is the first con I've been to since last year.
I cannot wait to get back out to
it's all Blerds.
Yeah,
I'm in that thing. Number two, and these are gonna get out of order after this, is Dragon Con. I went to Dragon Con for the first time in 2019. I had never been to Dragon Con. It was I didn't even go to anything. I just walked around. Like, it's so many people, and you just meet thousands and thousands of people. It was amazing, and it was just a cool experience for me, because one of the days I did Powerline, and so like people were coming up to take a picture with me, but at one point I took my glasses off to take a picture with somebody, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're Roxxy Haze," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, wait, you know who I am? And like people were coming up to me taking pictures, and I'm thinking they taking pictures because of the cosplay, and they're like, I love your stuff," and I'm like, y'all know me. Like, it was crazy. So it was just like that experience. So like, oh wait, people know me out here. Like, I may not be super famous, but like,
people know you
in this community. Like, y'all know me. That's dope. And it's the like nerd community. Like, if I'm gonna get known in any community, this is the community I want to get known in. It's some crazy shit that be happening with any community, but for the most part, like the Blerd community, especially the motherfuckers that like hip hop, like there's a certain subculture of Blerds I don't fuck with. But Blerds that embrace their blackness, that's who I fuck with, and I love meeting black nerds. Yeah. Like, that's my shit. Being black is it's not a monolith. We're different, but like, you actually accept that you're a black person. You know what I mean? You accept. You're not like, I don't know why I hate being like, why we gotta call it Blerds? Why do you have to make ourselves different from white nerds? I don't fuck with you. Right. Like, I don't fuck with you because you're not even trying to understand why this space was created. It was created out of necessity and love. So fuck you. So Dragon Con, I also thoroughly enjoyed. Comic Palooza was the first con I went to. It's the con out here, so that I love that one. I've also OniCon, which is in Galveston out here. Okay. That one was dope, but I did it's a chick out here named Kiki Maroon, and she does burlesque. And so it was a nerd burlesque show. So she was people dressed up in Final Fantasy characters, all of this stuff. And I got to host. I got to host. So that was dope. And I'm sorry, I know we're going over time. Can I tell you a quick story about that?
I'm respecting your time. So.
I'm good. This is just randomly funny to me. So it was the burlesque. It was great. It was like a dope show. And my little brother came, which was, I wasn't burlesquing, so I just had my clothes on, but my brother came because he used to come record like my shows and stuff, and I had a vlog and stuff, so my brother would record. So after the show, it was a Rocky Horror Picture show, like where they do like the call and response thing. And so like immediately after the chick comes off the stage, this dude comes out and he's dressed as what's the name, Dr. like, why is it Escape Frankfurter? Tim Curry's character is why is it? I watch it all the time. Transsexual, I don't want anybody thinking I don't know. The names just escape me right now. So he comes out on stage, and remember, my brother's in the audience, and he's about to get up to come to the back, and the dude goes, "If you're a homophobe are a transphobe, get the fuck out of here right now because we don't support that shit. And like my brother is getting up to come back to say, yo, he was like,
I'm going to sit back down real quick.
So I'm in the back and I'm packing up. I'm ready to go. I'm like, where is he? Why is he not back? Like, let's go. And he's just sitting in the front like this, watching it. And then he was probably there for like 20. He can't go. He sat there, probably watched for like 15, 20 minutes. And then he came in the back and he told me what happened. He's like, yo, the music was good as fuck. The shit was pretty fire, though. I'm glad I waited.
That's hilarious.
Oh, shit.
All right,
you're a transphobe. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so this one is always hard for a bird or a nerd, but I gotta ask you, and it doesn't have to be in order, and it can be currently right now. Top 5 animes right now.
Okay, if we're doing right now,
because that's why I gave the rules.
Okay, right now.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm-hmm.
That great. Assassination Classroom. And once again, this may just be because I'm watching them. Yep. Assassination Classroom. Demon Slayer. That movie was amazing, and I saw it in theaters with my daughter. It was so beautiful in theaters. Like it was really beautiful. So Demon Slayer, which is just well written. I gotta go with Inuyasha. Okay. Because like it's one of them. Like I love Demon Slayer, but Demon Slayer would not be Demon Slayer without Inuyasha.
Right.
So I gotta add Inuyasha in there, and just rewatching Inuyasha, like it's a lot of elements that you can tell like other animes took from Inuyasha. The storyline is so long though, like there's so many episodes. But it's people be sleeping on Inuyasha because cacao man, like the whole that is a lot of it is just them yelling back and forth at each other. But they're like, I like the slow build up of their love story. I feel like a lot of times, just in media period, like you'll throw a love story at us and it's like, where did this come from? When did y'all start liking each other? Like, what is this? But in this, like you can see the buildup of like the attraction and the care and like the genuine love. And like I said, I cry really easy. So like when I see things with genuine love,
like with that, like I've always said they need to give us a side story on how Vegeta and Bulma got together. That's
you know what pissed me off. Now you're gonna get me on tangents. That's why I like fuck Kai. Like I get like it's the redo whatever. Like when they tried to add in that element, like they would go back and add in little elements of like Vegeta and Bulma flirting. Them motherfuckers was never flirting. They never flirted. Never flirted. He just was like, oh, whatever, the smash. Like I do want to know, how'd y'all get to that point? Like, what did he say to you? What did you say to him?
Right. Like what?
Like legit, it just came up, and Bulma was like, "I'm pregnant. It's Vegeta." Like that's, and we was like, "When did y'all talk, bro? Right. When was it? You were still with Yamcha?" Like Yamcha was like, "What? We broke up? Like, what happened? Where was I?" So, did you see that? What was that in Super? When Bulma was like, "Oh, Vegeta, we're all over here." Dang, what did he say? He's like, "Oh, sure. Go talk to Yamcha."
Oh yeah. That was super. It's funny when you watch Dragon Ball and it's like Yamcha was the man in Dragon Ball.
He was the man. And then like he just became the butt of the joke. Was that Resurrection F where they're about to go fight? And this is why I always respected Tien because he knew he wasn't the strongest, but he's still gonna try. Yamcha was like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna get in the way. I was like, you a bitch, bro. Like, at least stand there, hold the sensu beans. Like, yo, they're to your right, but you just gonna go home?
Right to home. But to his defense, he did try to be a part of the Tournament of Power, but Goku was not even, he didn't even think of Yamcha. Like, Yamcha he legit was trying. And it was like,
he was like, no, not you. And then I never know if I can include anime movies in stuff.
Yeah, let's go.
But I'm going to, because I feel like, okay, so Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay.
Studio Ghibli is great. But like every time I watch Howl's Moving Castle, I just like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story, and like I like when to see things build. So like Studio Ghibli movies are great because they're quiet. There's not a whole lot of action, but like there's meaning in the silence. Okay. You know what I mean? Like you get to like it's an immersive movie. You get to experience like what the character is experiencing. You get to feel what the character's feeling like in those moments of silence, and you see like the bonds that are being built in those moments of silence. And it's the same thing with humans, just like being next to a person and being around a person, and you don't necessarily have to talk to know how you feel. Like that's just beautiful. I'm about to cry again, but it's just a beautiful movie, and I really love that movie and how you see the character development and all in like every character in the movie, like there's some sort of development in the character. So it's a beautiful movie. So that's on there.
All right. Cool. And then the last segment we always do is recommendations, something that you think that the people should watch, get into. It could be something that you're watching, reading, listening to, just something that you think that our viewers, our listeners would be interested in.
Okay. So, okay. Well, first I gotta plug my stuff. Noir is the New Black. It is a comic book. I wrote a comic, and it's a part of this anthology, and it's all Black creators and it's all Black artists. So all Black comic book artists, all Black writers. It's with Fair Square Comics, and the owner of Fair Square Comics is actually the person that created Spider-Man Noir. So Spider-Man Noir, yeah, he made that character.
Oh,
his name is Fabrice. I cannot say his last name. It is French. I apologize, Fabrice. So yeah, he created that character. So he made his own independent comic book company. It's called Fair Square Comics, and the book is Noir is the New Black. So that's really dope. Check that out. Also, I just like The Alchemist. I always try to plug The Alchemist. The Alchemist is one of my like favorite books because it's so simple. It's a very simple book, but like I find different things to get inspired by in that book. Within the book, also I'm gonna plug The Four Agreements. I like The Four Agreements. Same thing. It's like a self-help book, but it's super simple. Yeah. And I try to live by those agreements. I'm actually writing a book of poetry. Hey. It is going to be called Playing with Fire. It was supposed to drop this summer, but it's probably going to get pushed back maybe towards like closer to the end of the year. So that's going to be available on Amazon. So I'm self-publishing it. So it'll be on Amazon. And what else? So this year I'm reading 150 books. So like I have a lot of books. I'm trying to just narrow it down. I'm gonna plug this one because it's right here, and I love this author. It's called The Princess Saves Herself in this one. Amanda Lovelace. So she like writes poetry. Her poetry is like super sad. Like it's like about like just trauma and all that kind of stuff. Like even the first page is like trigger warning. This book contains child abuse, partner abuse, bullying, sexual assault, all that kind of stuff. But it's like a beautiful book. It's a really beautiful book. So she has a couple books. So like I would check out anything by her.
Why you should start a book club? You should.
Yeah. So I had before the pandemic, I called it Adult Book Club, and we were gonna have meetups. We meet up every month and just like chill, listen to music. Like I had got a sponsorship from a book place, and we would have free books, and we just chill. I want to do it in LA so we can smoke, just chill and read books, and then we just talk about books and stuff like that. So I think I might bring it back. Now I got to put a note in my thing. I think now this stuff's opening back up, I might bring it back. What you think?
Yeah, do it. You can do it.
Now I got to. Now you made me remember.
You also could, you could do it virtually too. You know what? That's what I love about the virtual spaces, that it gave us a lot of stuff, a lot of options. And dang it, all right. I'm trying. I know we got to wrap it up, but there was
that's all good. I still got some. I always try to buffer my time. So
there was one more question, because you said I forgot. I wanted to ask about AllDef Cannabis, but I wanted to ask your highest moment. What was like? Do you have a story like the highest moment that you ever had?
Okay, so I'm writing about it. So I'm not gonna tell the full story, but essentially I got lit on some edibles. Well, I'm still not finished writing it, but I got lit on some edibles, and I basically got lost at Disneyland for like 4 hours. I wasn't even inside. I was outside. So I gotta tell you this, but I'll tell you about one that literally just happened. I was at Universal Studios. This was not Universal City Walk, outside of it. So once again, I'm not even in the place. And it was all like me, Max. It was like some of the AllDef game people, because we wanted to go get a Harry Potter cloak from the spot. Right. So we go up there, and I had some jelly beans, and I brought these with me. These weren't even from out there. These are like my personal stuff that I brought. And I just ate like too many. And I just was lit. It was way too much stuff happened. I could not stop laughing. My friend threw up in an Uber because she don't smoke like that, but she ate, and it's pure THC, and she threw up in the Uber, and I thought we was at the hotel, and we weren't. So I got out. They had to come chase me down the street. Apparently they were coming to my hotel so they could like get themselves together. I just kept walking. They didn't know what room I was in. They was calling me. I wasn't answering. And in my mind, I'm just like, I got to lay down. And once I lay down, all of this would be over. I woke up the next day. It was terrible. And then one of my friends that was there, he said $100, and he said it just like that. And to this day, that is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. He's like, $100. You think I'm gonna pay? I think it was about the cloak. $100. That cloak was $100. You think I'm gonna pay $100? And he said it, and it was just so fun. I could not breathe. and I made him go up. It was probably like 8 or 9 of us, and I kept asking him to say it again to one of the other people. And it's so funny because Kadeem was so annoyed with me, but he's so sweet. He just was trying to make sure. He's like, Roxy, are you good? And I was just like, like he was like, stop, calm down. I'm like, no, $100, $100, $100. And I like I just will randomly say it because it's so funny. Shout out to Theodore Taylor. That's what's
okay. All right. So where can my people find you?
$100. Okay, sorry. It's so funny. Oh, I'm about to pay $100. I ain't paying $100. $100. Yo. So yeah. Yo, I need to record him saying it. I gotta put that on the song.
That gotta be.
I gotta write that down.
It gotta be a drop.
Yo, $100.
You know what? $100. You know how people, you know how at the end of like productions, like you know how like Dave Chappelle, I'm rich, bitch. You gotta have
might be $100
at the end of
$100 production. I'm gonna pay $100. But yeah, so I'm on literally everything. I am on Instagram, I'm on Twitch, I am on Facebook, I am on Pinterest. I need to actually update my Pinterest. I am on all of it. TikTok, and it's all Roxxy Haze, ROXXY, ROXXY, HAZE. Also, check out my merch and stuff at RoxxyHaze.com. I'm actually about to update my website, so it'll be more than a store. So you can come there to like see what my shows are gonna be and all of that. But right now, it is a store. So go to RoxxyHaze.com. I got a lot of merch like this. I have a whole lot of different kind of sweatshirts and tees. I'm actually about to come out with the summer line, so it'll be bathing suits and slides and all of that stuff. So make sure to check it out and support a Black business, which is me. I am a Black business. So give me some money. I'm broke.
Awesome. All right. Well, this has been the podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. I've been Deuces. This has been the amazing, the queen, Roxxy Haze, and we are out. Peace.
You like that video? Man, thank you for watching. We truly appreciate it. We got so many more videos on our page, so make sure you check them out over here. Hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that way you can always be notified anytime we release a new video. You already know how Geekset get down. We got so much coming for y'all, man. Check it out. Stay in tune.
There was a time where hip-hop culture and geek culture were at odds.